Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to be making a deep house track with a sample pack that I just picked up from Zenhiser. Pretty cool, guys. I'm going to be making it in Ableton Live, and I'm going to basically make it from start to finish. So I hope you're interested, and let's get going now. Typically, a lot of people, they frown on using these kind of packs and all that sort of stuff, but you gotta remember, you gotta start somewhere, and you can use the kits to create something new or build upon it, remixing as you will. Everyone likes to remix things, so why not get something that you can remix and then release it? I'm not really an expert in I'm not really an expert in deep house, but we'll have some fun, and I'll try to apply some techniques and all that fun stuff. So let's find something. Hold on, maybe some groove. We'll start with a groove. We'll find something that kind of inspires us. Oh, hello. Perfect. Give that a try. We will use kit 04, the fourth kit. Why not? For the sake of ease. Oh, that's the groove. We need the chord. We don't need two chords. That's those keys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe convert this to harmony, see what we get. Ableton's a little off, but sometimes it's desirable that it takes the upper content of the sample and then converts it. Sometimes it's desirable. Please cross our fingers. Okay, it looks... Actually, that is not bad. It's missing a few components. Click fold to make it easier on myself. I will press B for no reason. And those big chords, which in a million years I'd never be able to figure out how to do by myself. Just adding them in. Getting there. Let's make them. Sorry about that. I made them all the same velocity. I should have warned you. I made them all the same velocity so we can kind of... there's more continuity in the sample we're working on here. Or the melody, or the MIDI. That is a little off. And we'll just snap that right back. No big deal. And we'll get rid of that just for fun. Consolidate once more just to make it one big thing. I'll hit loop, and there we have it. Now what I didn't check, keep in mind I'm not classically trained. I need to find out if it is the same key. We should add. This is all part of the fun, don't worry. some velocity. Oh, we should move that down to 120. Typically, well, the material here is 120, but yeah, that's about where you should be. So we have our chords, classic house chords, and a piano. That's basically automatic, but I'm not going to change this just for ease of just so you can kind of follow along here. Let's add a filter of the auto variety. Oops. So I want that classic kind of filtery feel. I want it bright so you can really hear it. So I'm just going to do a quick kind of mix. What I did before is I kind of took away the low end because it would kind of conflict with the bass, and we want the bass to kind of drive it. So I'll move that around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pan this 6 to the left, pan this 6 or 7 to the right, just to kind of clear that up. I'm going to use a harsher high pass. I'm going to add one more EQ. This with mid side, just to widen out the side material. Okay, let's get a kick drum in there. Where are we? Drum beats. Let's go to a random. So these are all numbered. So you have the dry, or like without the kick, and then like the loop with the kick. And I believe the loop with just the percussion. Kind of what we're going for, or what I'm going for. All right, and this is the part where you build the groove. We'll just loop that part. All right, that could be what we're going for here. Maybe this one. Yeah, I like that. You'll see me move the filter where obviously it shouldn't, like, you know, like, or you see me EQ in that way. What I'm doing is I'm priming my ears to hear that frequency. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's, you know, it's kind of like a technique I've developed for myself, just to find where the fundamental is, or the heart, my previous tutorial. Okay, now we need a kick. I'm sure there's a few good kicks up here. Let's give that a try. Now with just the kick and the bass. Yeah, that bass sounds good. Requires a tiny bit of processing. So I'm gonna create a global sidechain here, a sidechain that I'm gonna use for everything else. Or was I? Oh yeah. Usually it's 15. So I'm creating a filter before the sidechain stage because the kick, there's a lot more than just a kick in there, so the sub bass is actually triggering it. I move it down so you could barely hear it. Right, so this piece of material already had a clap in it, but there's obviously a clap in this main part here. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of sidechaining it to erase the clap, but the tail's still there, and sometimes doing this will create a bigger clap in the long run. You know what I mean? So now I'm going to put this into its space to kind of push it back in the foreground of the mix. I will bring that down. I won't be using a bus because different sounds require different kind of reverb. Or I won't be using a send, sorry. And I'm going to bring that overall volume up with some dynamic control. Just to kind of cook it a bit. I'm gonna add a bit of a delay to this percussion. We can barely hear it, but it's coming through. Particular frequency I don't like usually. It's like an instant cleaner upper. gonna glue this just to make everything sit well. You listen for it. You listen to the bite. Find a good, you gotta sync it correctly. Not an expert, but it's starting to sound pretty neat. Okay, let's get some arrangement going. It's gonna be simple arrangement for beginners. Okay. Remove the clap with a simple loop trick. Might also have to do the same here. We will filter sweep this. There's a mini fill there. So what we'll do is preserve that. Wait, what? What's going on here? Let's make that a bit louder. Cool. We'll just move this over. Let's convert this to a melody. Maybe we can make another layer of that bass for fun. Okie doke. There's some junk in there. Ableton kind of has it nailed, but not really. Isn't there some sort of... No, there isn't. Okay. Okay, let's leave that as a synth. We will... Oops. Boost this up 1 octave. This is just it's just a layer on top of it. So we're gonna make this deep with some deep effects. Maybe that's why they call it deep house. I'm gonna save this. Hold on. There we go. I'm gonna steal that sidechain and give it a bit of EQ. So all about adding layers. Ableton 9 is pretty easy and fun to do. There's no low end in that, but it doesn't compete. It sits well. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that. Gonna copy that. Cut that. Now I'm going to bus these two guys here, or group. Just because we can. Now we don't have our sidechain anymore, but we're gonna do that. Also, we are going to... Where's that? Where did it go? Oh, we're gonna dynamics tube it up. Maybe there's a nice preset in here. Let's see. Discrete. Cool. We'll do that. And just to add a bit of subtle dirt and to kind of mash it together, we'll also use the glue, which is the godfather of my children. Maybe some glue distortion or saturation. Sounds pretty cool. To me, anyway. Let's add... Every time I drink tea, it's usually a time bomb before I have to go to the bathroom. A little fun tip. I have a camera on a tripod, which you're looking at right now. I'm always paranoid. It's like right in front of my window, and I'm always paranoid someone's gonna see it and think that I'm spying on my neighbors in a creepy way. Quite a bit of low end coming through there, and I kind of want this to transition in nicely, so yet another filter. Coolio. I like how it's almost like you skip a beat and then you try to catch up again. That bass is like, I don't know, traditional. We got some movement. We're adding white noise because that's what we do. And it'll add a bit of tension, or not tension, a bit of white noise. Cool, simple filter. Let's add some. Here's what we can do. I do enjoy a bit of reverb as a sheen. We are done the track, basically. This is just our mastering. What am I looking for? Reverb. Why do I not see it? Oh. I cannot see, apparently. Let's add some reverb during the breakdowns for tension and fun stuff. Really easy to do. Open the filters. Oops. Add a bit of that. Add a bit of that. Oops. Add a bit of that. This all adds color. Every little bit. Cool. And we have to get this ready for the weekend. So I'll add a C6 there. Let's add some more control over all bands here. I want something a bit more smooth, so I'm going to use the bus comp as a final stage to smooth everything out. This is just to tame a few things. It's kind of a smooth, well, it's a classic compressor. It's basically, yeah, it's a classic compressor. And as a final step, the L2, I'll bring the threshold down. 9 times out of 10 I use the L2, as you know. Sometimes I use the L1, sometimes the L3, 33.3 repeating. Not to compress or limit the hell out of it, just to bring everything up to an acceptable volume. So we have all these guys here. Right, reverb, slight amount to add color. Wet dry is 4, so that just shows you 4% wet. C6 is to level everything out and maybe even boost a bit. I'm gonna do that. The SSL is to smooth everything out. So you have basically 4 compressors here. We don't use those two. 4 compressors, each with its own band, and then a master compressor with an analog. Has an analog button, so you know it's good. And the L2 to bring everything up. Hope you learned something. I sure did. I'm gonna start maybe doing weird stuff and altering my basses to do that. Kind of like the sound. Pretty groovy. Any questions? Put it on a comment. I'll answer it, or someone else will. Yeah. Share this. Comment, like, subscribe. Send money to me. No, I'm joking. There is yeah, never mind. Hope you enjoyed it. And check out the Zenhiser sample pack, the Deep House one. It's pretty cool. There's a link below. Yeah, anyway, take care.